will transition to our next speaker, and that is Mindy Rose, who's an EMT paramedic instructor with NWTC.
All right. My name is Mindy Rose. I'm a paramedic instructor full-time at NWTC. Shauna, thank you, Shauna. You did a really great job explaining paramedic, so I can save me some time, and I will show you. We have some students here that are doing some skills. So after I go through the couple of slides that I have, I'll take everybody for a little tour, kind of some of our students learning and what you could potentially be doing at some point in time.
Very
so
cool.
That actually is a picture of some of our students this year up at the helipad at St. Vincent Hospital. We do all of our ER clinicals there with our students, and we have a full-time instructor there at all times. And so there's a patient coming in by helicopter, I think to the cath lab or the ICU or something, so something that we weren't taking care of, but we were able to see the helicopter, learn a bit about landing zone safety and helicopter safety and that kind of stuff. So thanks. Just a quick little bit about me. Like Tucker and Shauna, I did get started when I was in high school in EMS. So I've been in EMS for 20 years this year that I've been in EMT. So that was 2001. So I started at 17, and you can be 17 when you take the class still. You just have to be 18 to get your license through the state of Wisconsin and your national registry. So I actually went to O'Connell Falls. I drove up there to do the class through NWTC long time ago. I have a bachelor's degree in criminal justice and psychology from Carroll University because, like Shauna, I did Explorers. I did it through Ashwaubenon Public Safety. And they do all three. They do police, fire, and EMS. It's a very unique department. So I really thought I wanted to go into law enforcement, that I wanted to do all three. So I got my bachelor's degree, and that turns out I didn't really want to do that. I really enjoyed EMS a lot. So I went to get my paramedic, then after my bachelor's degree. So you don't need a bachelor's degree to be a paramedic, just the way that I did it. It was a little backwards, but so I graduated with my paramedic in 2007 from NWTC here where I teach now. I started as a lifeguard. Actually, I was a receptionist at a hair salon. That was my first job. But as a lifeguard, I did security officer, and those gave me a lot of experience with patients and kind of high stress situations sometimes, a lot of first aid, CPR, that kind of stuff. So it's a great kind of segue into working in EMS. Then in my undergrad, when I was in college down in the Milwaukee area, I worked as an EMT Basic on the ambulance in Milwaukee. It was an eye-opening experience coming from Green Bay, but I learned a lot, and I would highly recommend just getting some experience as a basic before deciding if you want to be a paramedic, but it's not required. So then I worked as a paramedic in Milwaukee. I was paid on call for Ashwaubenon, just on the EMS side for about 8 years. I worked at County Rescue as an EMT and a paramedic, and New London Family Medical Center. I was a service director there for a few years for the ER and the ambulance. So I also worked at St. Mary's Hospital in the ER and St. Vincent's in the ER. So right now I teach full-time at NWTC, and I've been doing that for about 7 years full-time. Shauna talked to you about these a little bit, so I won't talk too much, but some jobs you can have in EMS, emergency medical technician or EMT Basic. That's kind of like I don't want to say lowest, it's a very important level that you can have to work as a career. You can also be a first responder, which is also, they're very helpful. First responders are amazing. Most of them are volunteers, so they're really great. We appreciate the services that they provide. But if you want to work as a full-time career, EMT Basic is kind of the starting point. Some services have advanced EMTs or AEMTs, and then kind of the top level is paramedic, but there's actually more certifications you can get above paramedic. All right, so these are some of our students from this year. The 4 in the middle and the 2 on the ends, you can kind of see are from some of our former students that are working out in the field. They brought a patient in, and so I said, oh, let me get a picture of everybody together. So, all right. So how do you get training for these jobs? NWTC, we offer first responder, EMT Basic, AEMT, and paramedic classes. So go to the website, nwtc.edu. Tons of information on there. You can search. There's lots of different classes that are offered, spring, summer, fall, whatever fits your schedule. So a lot of them might be at night for the EMT Basic, so you can do it like I did in addition to high school. If you really want to get a jump start on those things, you can do that. At the end of the class, you have to get your state of Wisconsin EMS license and then your national registry license to be licensed in Wisconsin. So just talk a little bit about those different levels there. EMT Basic is 5 college credits of 1 semester. AEMT is 4 college credits, and that's also 1 semester. And then Paramedic is 39 college credits, and that goes over a 3 semester, so a whole year. And we do it in conjunction, if you want to, with the firefighter paramedic, the Paramedic program. That's an associate's degree. So that will be rolled into the Paramedic program if that's something you're interested in here. I would reach out to NWTC and get more information on that. Thanks. All right, types of skills. Shauna did a great job explaining them again. So really you help people. You deal with a lot of different kind of situations, medical situations, trauma, cardiac, OB. You could deliver a baby. So lots of different things that you have to deal with. The picture here is some of our students from a couple of years ago. Some of them actually work for Green Bay Fire full-time now as firefighter paramedics, but they're doing an MCI, so a mass casualty incident tabletop training. So something really bad happens, a really big car accident with a lot of cars, a bus rolls over, a big collapse of a building with a lot of people in it. Having the knowledge of how to control that, how to be in charge of those incidents is really important. So that's just one of the things that we teach here and that our students get to do. All right, so EMT Basic does a few things. AEMT does a little bit more, and then Paramedic is kind of the top level. So you build on to those things. So I always tell my students you have to be a really good EMT Basic before you can be a good paramedic. Again, this is just a picture of our students with the helicopter there. But we have a lot of really high expectations for our students, but we also have really high success rates and pass rates. So we take a lot of time with our students to work with them individually, meet their needs that they have, whatever we need to do to help them be successful as paramedics. And a lot of the students stay local, and it's really great to see them bring in patients into the hospital from the field. So in high school, classes that you can take and things that you can do to help you out if you think that EMS or firefighting or any of these public safety things are something that you want to pursue as a career. So I'd recommend anatomy and physiology, especially if you want to go into EMS. Chemistry, there's a lot of drugs and things that we use. Biology, understanding how the body works and why things happen. English classes and writing, composition, those kinds of things. You're writing a lot of reports. It's a lot of fun stuff out in the field, but there's a lot of other work that you have to do too, like writing patient care reports, and those are legal documents. So you could go to court, or maybe not for something you did, but as evidence, and your reports are going to be in front of a lot of people sometimes. So making good reports, writing good reports is very important. And then math, you have to do drug calculations, going from metric, converting your systems, and just a lot of measurements and calculations. I'm not good at math, but I practice a lot. I'm a lot better at math now than I ever was before. So other classes you can take outside of school, they may be offered at school, I'm not sure, but you have CPR classes. I'm sitting in the CPR classroom right now. Lifeguarding, just a good hands-on, just life-saving measures, and just some basic first aid stuff. Let me see if I can switch my camera here. So this is our CPR classroom. You can just see some of our mannequins here. Then, if I pop in here, these are some of our paramedic students here. They are doing PALS classes. Sorry if I'm interrupting. So they're learning how to take care of babies who and children who are having life-threatening emergencies. So that is this classroom here. If we ever do have in-person classes, again, lectures, this is where they will be. Everybody say hi to the high school students. All right. I'm gonna come back through here. I have a lot of equipment that we use. Here's one of our cots. And out this door, we have an ambulance out here. This is our mobile simulator. So inside the ambulance, we have everything like a classroom set up. It's set up like an ambulance, but we can record everything that the patients are, or the students are doing. And you guys can learn in there as well. Over here, we have, this is our simulation lab. That's Randy, one of our students. You can say hi. So there's 3 rooms here. They all are set up like a hospital room. Some of our students get to say hi. Say hi. Mario went to Preble, didn't you? Doing virtual career day right now at Preble, so say hi. Okay. All right. So which room are you guys in, that one? This one. Oh. All right. This is just one of our simulation rooms. It's kind of this one's kind of a mess right now, but you get the hint. So that's that.
All right. Well, that's great to
Do
be
we have any
able to
questions?
actually see what this looks like. So do we have anything in the chat, Allison?
There's no questions in the chat. I like how the two words that stick out are the Explorers program. Like,
Yep.
you know, that's been brought up, and then lifeguard. I mean, as for a high school student, if you know this is something of interest, that lifeguard position is really important. So I don't have to keep my eyes on my kids all the time, right? But that's an important job that you could do to even figure out if this is indeed that path for you. But so
Right.
those are two words that I was like, oh, we gotta. That's great.
Thank you.
All right, then we will move on to our last speaker. So thank you so much, Mindy.
Thank you.